These are the 10 most jaw-dropping Simpsons moments. Bart sees a monster trying to kill him and his classmates, but no one believes him. Terror at 5.5 feet, the second segment of Treehouse of Horror 4, opens with Bart having a dream about him and all of his classmates dying in a car crash on their way to school.
Bart, what's wrong? I just had a vision of my own horrible fiery death. And?
Some compassion would be nice, Lisa. The whole day, Bart's jumpy and he's having trouble calming himself down. And since Lisa announced to everyone that Bart is a bit upset this morning, everyone's giving him a hard time.
Hey, where's your diaper, baby? Thank goodness he's drawn attention away from my shirt.
At least someone's happy. But then Bart looks out the window and sees some sort of gremlin holding itself on the side of the bus. Bart's frightened, and he tells Milhouse to look out the window and check for himself.
If I lean over, I leave myself open to wedgies, wet willies.
What a wuss. Bart runs to Otto to tell him that he saw a gremlin on the side of the bus, and when Otto takes a look, he sees Hans Moleman.
No problemo, Bart, dude. I'll get rid of it.
Well, now you know. If you need someone to commit murder with no questions asked, just call Otto. Bart sees the gremlin is pulling wires from the bus, and he remembers his dream, so he screams.
Everybody, there's a monster on the side of the bus!
But when everybody gathered to see, there was nothing there.
I don't see anything.
Hey, who's driving the bus?
Uno momento, por favor.
Well, if the monster doesn't kill them, Otto sure will. Skinner is mad that Bart is causing mayhem in the bus, so he tells him to stop imagining things. Bart thinks he's going crazy, because he's the only one who actually sees the gremlin. Bart asks Milhouse if he believes him.
Sweet, trustworthy Milhouse.
Actually, Bart, you're kind of creeping me out.
Well, no wonder, he does sound insane. Then Bart sees the gremlin pulling out screws from the wheel, and he can't let his dream come to life.
The gremlin's taking off the wheel. Stop the bus, or we're all gonna die!
But then Skinner grabs Bart and Willie ties him to the chair. They put the new foreign kid next to Bart and he convinces him to untie him. Bart sees that the gremlin is still trying to get the wheel to fall off, so he takes an emergency flare to try and stop him.
Hey, boy!
The lack of concern is just... Skinner and Willie are trying to pull Bart inside, but he's desperately trying to defeat the gremlin.
Pull, Willie, pull!
I'm doing all the pulling, you blouse-wearing poodle walker!
Willie's insults are always just spot on. Bart manages to hit the gremlin with a flare, and it falls down and hits Ned's car. He runs out to help, because he's Ned.
Like some sort of hideous monster. Oh, isn't that cute? He's trying to claw my eyes out.
I'd think he'd try to burn it and send it back to Satan, but he's a conflicted Christian. The bus somehow reaches the school, and Bart shows everyone that he was right. But Skinner tells him that his behavior was still disruptive, and he sends him to a madhouse.
At least now I can get some rest.
I'll be home, Bart!
I'll say my jaw hit the floor when I first saw this. It's downright disturbing. Bart really needs a better role model, so he goes out and gets it. Bart gets a new father figure, and Homer gets jealous. Brother from the same planet starts with Bart waiting for Homer to pick him up from soccer practice.
Pick up Bart!
I'm on my way. What'd you say, Marge?
I never understood what attentive listening was until I saw Homer and his lack of doing so. Bart's been waiting for Homer for some time, and it's starting to thunder.
That could be Dad. Station wagon, luggage rack.
Well, it could be with a certain surgery. Bart's really not having it. It starts raining, a lightning strikes him, the wind almost blows him away. Meanwhile, Homer is at home watching TV peacefully. He tries to get through to Homer through telepathy, but he reaches someone else instead.
Pick up Bart. Pick up Bart! Puke sip.
Homer thinks he's forgetting something, and even though all signs point to what?
Bart!
He just can't seem to get it. He takes a nice warm bath and falls asleep. And finally, in his dream, he remembers.
Why? How? When? Which?
Which what? What's the question he was gonna start with which? He runs out the house, naked, I might add.
Dad, hide your shame!
Hey, homie, I can see your doodle.
Shut up, Flanders.
He picks Bart up, but he won't speak to him. He gives him a nice dessert as a way of saying sorry, but he goes over a speed bump and... Maybe ice cream in a car wasn't such a good idea. Homer goes to say that he knows that Bart's mad, but instead of pointing fingers, let's just say they were both wrong and forget about it. A child's imagination is something I do not want to see into. That is just too disturbing. Later, Bart sees a commercial for Bigger Brothers, a center that assigns a father figure for children without a dad. And Bart calls them up, and they connect him with a big brother. But Homer finds out about this, and he makes a big deal out of it. Rightfully so, I might add.
How would you like me to take it? Go ahead, Bart. Have your fun. I'll be waiting for you.
But Homer says he can't do that. Homer goes to the Big Brother organization and becomes one of the Big Brothers. They ask Homer why he wants to have a little brother.
Don't say revenge. Don't say revenge. Revenge?
And they accept him? Some organization, that is. He gets assigned a little brother.
I'll take him. Do you have him in blonde?
It's not a store, Homer. Both Homer and Bart badmouth the other. Bart says that Homer is an alcoholic gambler, and Homer says that Bart is an ungrateful son. And both aren't far from the truth. Later, Bart was looking for his skateboard, and Homer said he gave it to Peppy. Bart is surprised and asks who that is.
He's my little brother. That's right. You're not the only one who can abuse a non-profit organization.
That's not something to be proud of. Bart tells Homer that Tom is a better father than he ever was, and Homer tries to get Bart to remember all the fun they had together.
Remember when I used to push you on the swing?
I was faking it.
Homer doesn't believe this, and he calls Bart a liar. But then, Bart proves him wrong by...
Hey! Woo! Push harder, Dad. Come on. Higher, faster.
That's brutal, Bart. Homer and Peppy, and Bart and Tom, both go to the aquarium, and Bart tries to avoid Homer because Tom said if he ever saw him, he'd give him a beating. But he doesn't manage to hide from Homer for long.
You know better than to talk to strangers.
For your information, I'm his father.
Uh-oh. They start fighting, and Tom beats up Homer good.
This is all my fault, Dad. I didn't want you to get hurt.
Sure. Now you're sorry. Later, Homer and Bart were talking, and he asked Homer if he remembered when Tom and him were fighting.
And you screamed, I'm a hemophiliac, and when he let you go, you kicked him in the back.
Bart asks Homer if he can teach him how to do that. Well, if Homer can teach him anything, it's how to blatantly lie to someone to save his head.
First, you gotta shriek like a woman and keep sobbing till he turns away in disgust.
At least they solved their problems. Bart will learn how to fight another time, and that time came quickly. Only the person he's fighting isn't someone he'd hoped for. Snake Jailbird is sentenced to death row, but a part of him continued to live on. Hell to pay. The first segment of Treehouse of Horror 9 opens with Snake Jailbird at the Quickie Mart, smoking a cigarette, and Apu tells him he cannot smoke inside.
Oh, God, you smokers disgust me.
Honestly, I thought he'd be the last person to have something against smoking. Chief Wiggum barges in and arrests Snake, because this was his third strike.
First you torched that orphanage, then you blew up that bus full of nuns.
Hey, that was self-defense.
From the nuns? What did they do? Wiggum says that the penalty for 3 is death.
Oh, you'll never make it stick, dude.
Will too, because this place is full of witnesses. Apu, that scuzzbag Mo.
Snake vows to kill them both, because they're witnesses to his crime, and Wiggum, the responsible cop that he is, reminds him of another.
Don't forget Bart Simpson, he's a witness too. Right, Barty?
Oh, you are so dead, little dude.
So, that's 3 for 3. Later, the Simpsons were watching Snake's execution live on Fox.
So long, Snake. You'll never harm another person with secondhand smoke.
Maybe just one last time? Snake's body is to be transported to the hospital for organ harvests, and in that moment, Homer gets a call from the hospital saying they found a donor for him.
This is genuine human hair.
This is legal, right?
As legal as Dr. Nick's right to perform medicine, Homer gets the surgery and he looks like a brand new man.
Later, chickie pie.
Maybe he is a brand new man. He goes to the Quickie Mart and Apu greets him all nice and cheery. Too bad that was the last greet he ever did.
But you're dead.
I know you are, but what am I?
The next day, the Simpsons were watching the news when...
On a lighter note, a Quickie Mart clerk was brutally murdered last night.
That's horrible.
They're concerned about who will run the Quickie Mart now that Apu's dead. That's what you're worried about? How about who will raise and provide for Apu's octuplets?
Who'd do such a thing?
I'm thinking the man you call your father, whose hair is changing at its own will. Homer, or Snake, goes to Moe's to continue his revenge plan.
I'm gonna, totally waste you.
Ah, somebody's a grumpy Gus.
Well, bye-bye, Moe. Snake gets a corkscrew and jams it into Moe's heart. The sounds are just awful. Makes your skin crawl.
Yoink.
Ah, for crying out loud. God.
I won't be eating cereal anytime soon. The story hits the news quickly, and Bart realizes what's happening.
It's almost as if he's killing from beyond the grave.
I told you capital punishment isn't a deterrent.
Well, she isn't wrong. Bart reminds everyone that Snake swore he'd kill him, too.
Don't worry. I'll protect you.
Little dude.
Is nobody else hearing this? Homer barricades the door so no criminal can get in.
Or out.
Dad?
You are so dead.
Snake tries to kill Bart, and he chases him around the room.
Somehow Snake's hair must be controlling.
Please, Lisa, everyone's already figured that out.
Finally, someone shut her up. Sorry, it's not the time or place for that.
You've got to fight the hair, Dad.
But I look so youthful and hunky.
Hair or your son's life? Tough choice, to be fair.
But I love my son.
More than a lush head of hair?
Don't make me choose!
You gotta understand Homer. Hair is everything to him. But he fights back and rips the hair out. But since it has a life of its own, it latches onto Bart's face. Homer starts punching it.
Oh, that's my face, you idiot!
Idiot! Why, you little...
Not now. Wiggum comes in and goes to arrest Homer for the 2 murders, and Homer says it wasn't him, it was the hair. Wiggum fires at it, and the hair dies, I guess.
Now that's what I call a bad hair day.
Let me remind you that 2 people are dead.
Marge always says something negative to say before she realizes how wrong she was. And that's exactly what happens in this next episode. Ned begins to make Christian movies which don't do so well in the public eye. In Homer and Ned's Hail Mary pass, Ned is disgusted by what is shown on TV, so he decides to make his own movie with Rod and Todd.
Now, boys, we're gonna film the world's first, and some would say best murder mystery.
They're filming the story of Cain and Abel. Okay, but is subjecting your boys to the story of a brother murdering his brother a good idea? They make the movie and Reverend Lovejoy plays it at the church.
Behold, I have found favor with the Lord. So shall my knife find favor with thy belly.
There's something sinister about making your son stab his brother repeatedly. Everybody loved Ned's movie, and Mr. Burns thought to use this opportunity to launder some money, but Marge wasn't so thrilled about it. Lisa says that Ned is just being true to the Bible.
And sexy. King David stole someone else's wife. Mary Magdalene was a hooker.
That is true, though. Marge let it go for the time being, but then saw Ned making his next movie.
Now, there's no need to actually whip him. We can put the sound in later.
Mr. Burns said he insists upon reality.
Pharaoh didn't put the sound in later.
But who know the difference?
The people being whipped.
And Ned's agreeing with this? It does seem unnecessary. But then the movie got even worse.
I killed a baby. I'm a monster.
Oh, Ned has a dark side to him. Does that actually happen in the Bible? Marge stands up and says that there's more to the Bible than blood and gore.
Oh, I guess you'd rather see a film about a liberal European wizard school.
He also says that Marge would rather watch the latest sexcapades of Miss Ashley Judd. Maybe, yeah, certainly something rather than this. Marge says she's gonna boycott Mr. Burns as Ned's financier. Mr. Burns decides to pull out of the project. Ned feels sad because his movie project didn't succeed, but he didn't know there was one fool who also had a stupid problem just like him. Homer was hired to produce a Super Bowl halftime show, but he didn't have any ideas for it, and the pressure was on.
It's a lot of pressure. Do many people watch the Super Bowl?
Billions!
I'm sure he'll think of some out-of-pocket idea. It is Homer, after all. Homer goes to church to see if any homeless people have any ideas, but he met Flanders there instead.
I guess you've got some late-night problems, too.
Ned explained that he can't get his movie out there, but Homer wasn't really listening.
Are you even listening to me?
Sure, I'd be happy to tell you my problem.
Homer explains that he has a venue the whole world will be watching, and nothing to fill it with.
You've got a medium, and I've got a message. Maybe God brought us together for a reason.
Yes, to make you both realize how dumb your ideas are. They project Ned's movie on the Super Bowl halftime show, and, well, I think Ned's violent movies would have done better.
But there was one righteous man, Noah.
I hope there's a dance number after this, because damn, there's no place for the Bible at the Super Bowl.
I set my rainbow in the cloud, and it shall be a sign of the covenant between God and man. Thank you.
And the crowd went... Viewers were outraged by the halftime show's blatant display of religion. One of the viewers is annoyed and says that they try to raise their kids as secular humanists.
But these showbiz types keep shoving religion down our throats.
There's a joke in there that'd be too on the nose, so I'm gonna keep it to myself. As Christians once usurp the world with their beliefs, a certain species is about to do the same. Lisa makes a choice that will alter the future of Springfield forever. Night of the Dolphin, the last segment of Treehouse of Horror 11, opens at the marine world. People are very excited to see the dolphin show, and they all jump into the water to play with it.
Oh, Snorky.
Lisa sees that Snorky wants to break free and be with its friends. She lets him go. Bad choice.
It's getting away. Kill it!
Go on! Swim to freedom! Go!
Really poor choice, Lisa. 'Cause turns out Snorky is king of the dolphins. Must be something scary they have planned for the humans. That night, Lenny went for some night swimming and...
Uh-oh, sharks! The assassins of the sea! Your dolphins! The clowns of the sea!
He's gonna regret saying that. The next day, Chief Wiggum finds the body, and his conclusion is...
This looks like the work of rowdy teens. Lou, cancel the prom.
That'll teach him. The only person who seems to notice what's happening is the captain.
It begins. The dolphins are upon us, and only this old sea dog knows how to stop them.
And he's gone. As Homer was ordering his usual meal at Krusty Burger, he's met with...
Anything to get out of work.
And there's nothing abnormal about that for you? Later, the Simpsons were watching the news, and the top story is...
Killer dolphins.
Killer dolphins?
The recent wave of murders. But the Dolphins tell him to stop broadcasting, so he changes the story to Killer Italians.
Gray, bottle-nosed, intelligent Italians. Intelligent Italians? Something's wrong.
And indeed, something was. Kent thinks that if he speaks in a low-frequency voice, the Dolphins won't hear him. So he says that it's the Dolphins, and people have to stop them. But his theory was wrong.
Ow!
Oh, that's ominous on so many levels. The mayor holds a town meeting to discuss the current situation.
People, please. We're all frightened and horny.
Excuse me, we're all what? As he was speaking, they all heard dolphins squeaking.
Willie, must you do that now? Ugh, you want streaks? Because if you interrupt me, that's what you'll get.
Wow, this special is extra gory. The dolphins surround them, and Snorky goes to the podium.
Surely it cannot speak.
Oh, but it can. He says that eons ago, dolphins used to live on land, and then humans banished them to the sea.
It's cold, it's wet. Every morning I wake up phlegmy.
Plus all that sewage we keep dumping.
Well, don't add to the fire, Lisa. Snorky banishes all humans to the sea, but Homer won't let some fish order him around.
I'm not gonna let a few hoop-jumping tuna munchers push me around!
But there's more than just a few. Still, this hurts Homer's white male ego too much to let it happen.
Come on, humans! We've wiped out entire species before! We can do it again!
There's a sentence I never thought I'd hear in a positive light, but after some vicious fighting...
Well, you gotta hand it to those dolphins. They just wanted it more.
Well, after eons of being banished, Lisa says she wishes she hadn't freed their leader and doomed mankind.
Oh, honey, I wouldn't say doomed. It's gonna be an adjustment, no question.
I'd say that doomed covers it. Children can really make your life a living hell, which Lisa just proved. But for Selma, a child would fill a hole in her life. Selma wants to have a child, and she spends a day with Bart and Lisa. Selma's choice opens with the family going to Marge's aunt's funeral. While listening to her video will, Selma felt called out.
Don't die lonely like me. Raise a family. And do it now. Now! Now!
It's good advice. Maybe she should have given it when she was alive. On the drive back home, Selma said something to Patty.
There's something missing in our lives. Patty, I want a baby.
Run, Maggie, run. Selma decides to do everything in her power to get a husband. She shoots a video of herself describing her wishes.
Come and get it.
Ugh, back to the lock with ye, Nessie.
Why do I have a feeling they'd be a good couple? She even goes to a gypsy for some love potion.
What are the magical ingredients?
Mostly corn syrup, a little rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, maybe next time. She flirts with the cashier, who blatantly rejects her, and in the end, she goes on a date with Hans Moleman, which ends something like this.
Ugh! Get out of my car!
Poor Selma. When she got back from her date early and depressed, Lisa suggested that she should consider artificial insemination.
Boy, I don't know. You gotta be pretty desperate to make it with a robot.
And you'd have to be pretty stupid to think doing it with a robot is what artificial insemination means. Selma looks into this, and she, Patty, and Marge start looking for some viable donors. Patty asks her, why does she want to have a baby so badly?
I got a lot of love to give. And right now, my only outlet is my ham radio.
That's really sad. Marge tells Selma that having a baby will really change her life around.
You'll have to give up smoking. I'll chew. No man will want you. All I got now is sperm in a cup.
She has a point. Nothing to lose here, to be honest. The next day, Bart and Lisa want to go to Duff Gardens, and Homer was supposed to take them when...
Oh, great. Dad's dead.
Have you been eating that sandwich again?
Let me catch you up to speed. A few weeks ago, Homer was on a retreat with the plant, and they had a 10-foot sandwich, which he brought home, only he couldn't eat it all at once. So...
You've been eating that thing for a week. I think the mayonnaise is starting to turn.
You think? So, after weeks, Homer didn't want to give up the sandwich, and now he's sick from it.
Marge, I'd like to be alone with the sandwich for a moment.
Are you going to eat it?
Yes.
Disgusting. Marge asks Selma to take the kids to Duff Gardens instead.
We'll have fun, won't we, kids?
To get to Duff Gardens, I'd ride with Satan himself.
That's the spirit.
They go to Duff Gardens and they take a ride resembling It's a Small World from Disneyland, and it's maybe even scarier. Bart doesn't like it, but they can't get off, so he challenges Lisa to drink some water from the river.
I'm not sure that is water.
Bart begins to tease her, and they start fighting, which drives Selma crazy.
Bart, be quiet. Lisa, drink the water.
There's the motherly behavior she was trying to channel. Lisa drinks the water and immediately starts having hallucinations. Honestly, this was very disturbing for a non-Treehouse of Horror episode.
They're all around me. No way out.
What's wrong? You just put your head right here.
Very disturbing, I tell you. Lisa and Bart run away after the ride, and Bart finds himself on a ride he's too short for, while Lisa runs around the park.
I can see the music.
Yeah, that's not normal. Later, the park security brings the kids back to Selma.
Don't blame these kids. It's not their fault. I think their father is missing a chromosome.
I'd say it's either that or the lack of numbers on that IQ scale.
We found this one swimming naked in the fermentarium.
I am the Lizard Queen!
Sure you are, sweetie. Selma brings home the kids, and she's so desperate that she talks to Homer.
How do you do it, Homer? All I wanted was a little version of me that I could hold in my arms.
And she will get it sooner than she thinks.
Jub Jub. When I went to pick him up, Mom was trying to stab him with a hat pin.
Having children is a real blessing, and nobody knows it better than Homer. Only for him, the blessing begins when they leave. Homer starts cannibalizing himself, and he loses his family in the process. The last segment of Treehouse of Horror 28, Homer, starts with Marge and the kids taking a vacation, and Homer has to stay home because he has to work. Only, we don't see him go to work, not even once.
They're gone. Not a second to waste.
Homer prepares himself a nice meal, and
Food just tastes better in the bathroom now and then. I just love being left alone again.
yeah, food in the tub, not the luckiest combination. But after what seems to be only a day, Homer is left with no food in the house.
A forgotten hot dog. Oh, you're shivering. I'll take care of that.
Why does he seem more loving to that hot dog than to Marge? Homer prepares the hot dog, but when he was trying to cut it, he cut something else.
My finger!
My hot dog!
What's more important? But then he catches a whiff of his roasted finger and, well, he wants a taste. But he can't. It's unholy. And also,
It's not quite done, but sometimes a man has to do the unthinkable. Like eat something medium rare.
not only does he eat it, he loves it. He suddenly understood why he tasted so good.
I eat more and exercise less than the most succulent pig. Of course I'm delicious.
And that should encourage you to eat yourself. Homer cuts another finger, you know, just for good measure. Then Ned invites him over for lunch, but Homer can't stand the taste of steak.
Do you have any spaghetti with my balls?
That can be misinterpreted in more ways than one.
Megan, my balls, are you eating forbidden fruit?
Fruit? Ugh.
If one was less trusting and the other more intelligent, Homer's little diet would have been revealed much, much sooner. Some time has passed and Homer has really slimmed down. Not because he was exercising, no, and not because he was on a leaner diet. Don't you worry about that.
I have really gone to a lot of trouble not to leave the house.
Yeah, too much trouble, if you ask me. Marge and the kids come home and, well, they're surprised to see Homer has lost about 200 pounds.
Well, I have been cutting back. That means something different to me than you.
Not for long. That night, Marge woke up to hear Homer having a little midnight snack.
This is, without question, the worst moment of our entire marriage.
Yes, this definitely takes the cake. They take up couples therapy, like that's gonna resolve Homer's cannibalistic problem. Homer says he knows when to stop.
And when would that be? When you're just a mouth?
Probably, because if he cuts that off, where's he gonna put the food? Homer's response to that is,
She makes me feel like nothing.
You are almost nothing.
Almost nothing.
and that makes your lack of legs, and God only knows what happened to the third one, okay? Marge says that she's afraid this is it, and Homer's self-destructive behavior has gone too far.
Maybe deep down that's why I hate myself. Because I hate myself.
Wow, this episode has taken a deep turn. Then a chef comes in and says that he's run out of exciting ingredients, and he wants to talk to Homer.
Could we walk and talk?
sure.
Oh God, I thought he meant walk as a joke, not walk. Homer sent a letter to his family saying he's found a way to earn their forgiveness. He asks them to come home, and there, his chef friend passes on Homer's last words.
I've failed as a man, but I have succeeded as an ingredient.
I call the brain.
That's surprisingly big. Marge says she can't believe he's gone, but at least she can be proud that he succeeded at something.
Homer's the biggest thing in food since free refills.
And what has the world come to? Well, safe to say that this was one of the most disturbing Treehouse of Horror segments I've ever seen.
You know what it's like to have everyone eat of your body.
Yeah, like every Sunday, pal.
Good thing Homer has a pal who shares his love for eating flesh and blood. Since Homer got a taste for blood, it's only fair Marge got a taste for murder. Marge starts working as a real estate agent and she sells the old murder house to the Flanders. Reality Bites opens with Marge talking to Homer about how she feels like life is too short for her to just be sitting around the house all day.
We could wake up one day and realize we've wasted our whole lives.
Oh, that.
What does he mean by oh that? Oh what?
I'm tired of being cooped up in this house all the time.
Open a window.
Sure, and next time you're hungry, make your own meal. Later, Marge was taking a walk and she ran into Lionel Hutz, who's apparently also in the real estate business.
Helping people find homes. That must be really rewarding.
Yes, the money is good.
I mean, that's a reward. Also, Marge tells the family that she'd like to go into real estate, and Homer is not very supportive.
I don't know, Marge. Trying is the first step towards failure.
And not trying is the first step to staying where you are for the rest of your life. See where that takes you. Bart and Lisa help Marge prepare for her test by coming up with a song to help her memorize everything.
You're all nuts.
Marge takes the test and she passes and gets a job at Mr. Hutz's firm. She says she's going to do everything to
uphold the principles and ideals this jacket represents.
I give her a week.
Yeah, even that may be too ambitious for her. But her first few jobs don't go very well. Not because she's bad at the job. No, it's something else. The first house she showed had a small kitchen.
Well, I suppose we could get used to it.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have to settle.
How does she expect to make a sale with that attitude? The second house had a bowling alley. Marge asks them if they bowl often, but unfortunately...
And I didn't really care for it.
Oh, well, then you have to ask yourself, is this the right house for you?
Another sale down the drain. Hutz sits Marge down for a talk and tells her he's had a lot of calls about her and people really appreciate her honesty.
But there's the truth and the truth.
Marge understands his point and tells her she has to sell a house in her first week or she's fired.
That's a beauty.
Forget about that house. That's the murder house.
A murder house in Springfield? That's hard to believe.
Well, no one expects you to sell that house. But you better sell something.
Well, who gave him the right to speak like that? Overpaid lawyer. Marge doesn't know how she feels about bending the truth in order to succeed in business. Homer reassures her that even if she doesn't succeed, she'll still be the world's greatest wife and mother. Marge is angry and asks Homer if that's how he sees her.
As a spineless, potato-cooking housewife who can't compete in the real world.
That's not very supportive of them. Marge goes to show the house to Maude and Ned, and she tries to be more of a shark.
It's awfully small.
Some people would call it cozy.
But she still felt bad and couldn't go through with it.
But small. Really, really small.
When you put it that way, it does seem a bit small.
But then Maude saw the murder house and they went in for a quick look.
Will you look at this place? And the price has been slashed repeatedly.
Well, I'm just gonna spill my guts. I love it to death.
Oh, you have no idea. Maude and Ned ask Marge if there's anything more they need to know about the house.
There's the truth and the truth.
So what if people have been slashed to death? It's not like it's gonna happen again. Marge doesn't tell them about the murders and she makes the sale.
Purple drapes. All my life I've wanted purple drapes.
Maybe Homer's right when he compares Ned to a little girl. Homer's really proud of Marge for making a sale.
Wow, honey, you sold a house and got rid of the Flanders.
A dream come true. Marge offers Ned some help, and if anything happens with the house, they must call her immediately.
But we're all just so tired. We just want to get to our new house and rest in peace.
Odd choice of words. Marge can't live with herself knowing she lied to Flanders, so she goes to their new house to check on them.
Oh? Anyone home?
Now that's unfortunate.
Oh, hi, Marge. Guess we gave you quite a start.
Ned explains that they were painting Todd's room red and then came there to take a break.
Red room, red room.
over there.
That's beyond creepy. Marge comes clean and explains the whole situation, but instead of being angry,
They found the torso heap in front of our very own fireplace.
and Maud is happy to be a part of Springfield history. Freaks. But just as Ned was returning the deposit back to Marge, Homer crashed into the house.
Marge, still got that deposit check?
Well, too bad you didn't get at least one paycheck. But I guess they do have enough money to go on vacation. Let's just hope it won't be their last. The Simpsons go to Itchy and Scratchy Land for their vacation and get attacked by murderous robots. Itchy and Scratchy Land starts with Bart and Lisa begging Homer and Marge to take their family vacation there. Marge reluctantly agrees, and she says she wants them to spend time together as a family.
And get a lot of good exercise outdoors, so we'll have a lot of wonderful memories of our vacation.
Take all the fun out of it, would you? They get to Itchy and Scratchy Land, and Marge already doesn't like all the violence.
It's just pretend violence, which is actually beneficial for children.
In what way, exactly? They come in time to see a robot parade.
Wow, this is so much like my dreams, it's scary.
I think what's scary is the fact that you have dreams of killer robots. The guy at Itchy and Scratchy Land explains how the robots work. He says that these are state-of-the-art animatronic robots.
They have sensors that ensure they only attack each other, never the guests.
That seems like a recipe for disaster to me.
See all that stuff in there, Homer? That's why your robot never worked.
I thought she was going to go in a different direction with that. At some point, the family splits up and Homer and Marge go to Parents Island. There, they go to a 70s bar and the kids go to a souvenir shop, where Bart sees personalized plates.
Barry, Bert, Bort.
Come along, Bort.
Are you talking to me?
Turns out, someone else also named their son Bort. Guess there's more Borts in this world than you'd think. Bart, the disaster maker that he is, starts bullying one of the employees.
So, Mr. Itchy, you think you're God's gift to women, do ya? Don't do it, Bart.
Bart throws a stink bomb at the employee.
I just wanted to entertain.
And he gets arrested for it.
I kicked one of those stupid itchy characters in the butt.
Yeah, there's just no way to resist it, is there?
You could be civil? How about that? Then, as Marge was picking up her two misbehaving children, Professor Frink came to warn the employees about the robots.
Elementary chaos theory tells us that all robots will eventually turn against their masters.
A guy asked him how much time did they have, and he said,
The robots won't go berserk for at least 24 hours.
Let's hope his calculations are correct. And they're not. The Simpsons get out and are fighting because Homer once again ruined a vacation.
I was a political prisoner.
How are you a political prisoner?
I kicked a giant mouse in the butt.
Homer sarcastically asks them if he needs to draw a diagram to show them. Yes, please do. I'd love to see how your actions are considered political. Then they see an army of robots coming towards them.
Hey, look, this one's coming on to me.
But they quickly realize the robots are no longer friendly, so they start running and see a chopper. But there's one problem.
Hey, you're the guys who didn't like our capering. When you get to hell, tell them Itchy sent you.
Maybe next time, be nice to the employees. The robots are trying to kill them, and honestly, they look terrifying.
Nobody ruins my family vacation but me and maybe the boy.
But those two together means the vacation is ruined for sure. Homer drops his camera and the flash disables the robot. Lisa says that the flash must have scrambled the robot's circuits.
What are you, the narrator?
Sort of, or just a big know-it-all. They get more cameras and manage to defeat the robots.
Who would have thought that our visit to Itchy and Scratchy Land would turn out to be our best vacation ever?
Marge is appalled by this statement, and she asks them if they're insane. They almost got killed by killer robots, but the kids point out one thing.
It brought us together as a family. We got a lot of good exercise outdoors, and we have so many memories.
Marge realizes that's just what she wanted.
This truly was the best vacation ever. Now let us never speak of it again.
Our lips are sealed. But someone's lips were wide open, just waiting for the perfect bite out of the perfect kid. The teachers go full-on cannibalistic on the children of Springfield Elementary. The last segment of Treehouse of Horror 5, Nightmare Cafeteria, opens with Bart being sent to detention. But since the detention classroom is already full, Skinner sends him to the cafeteria. Skinner is complaining about overcrowding in detention, and the lunch lady tells him that he's not the only one with problems.
Thanks to the latest budget cuts, I'm down to using grade F meat.
Skinner tells her that it would be wonderful to find a common solution to their problems. How do they intend to find a common solution to that problem? Jimbo makes the lunch lady slip and spill food all over him.
Jimbo, this is by far the worst.
No, please, no more cannibalism. Skinner sends Jimbo to help the lunch lady in the kitchen.
Bite me, Skinner.
Well, might we?
Oh, that's just awful. He's not even one of the fat kids. The next day, they have some delicious sandwiches for lunch, and other teachers ask Skinner what's the secret. Skinner makes a joke about how he used to say to
Jimbo Jones that I'd make something of him one day?
Are you saying you killed Jimbo?
And processed his carcass and served him for lunch? Oh yes. Yes, he did. They seem awfully calm about it. Bart starts wondering where Jimbo is, saying he should have beaten them up for lunch money hours ago. Ooter asked for seconds, nay, thirds, of sloppy Jimbo.
No, that's your third helping, young man. It's making you fat and soft.
Oh, come on, Skinner, control yourself. Skinner sends Ooter to detention because he cut in line, not because he's possibly the fattest, juiciest kid in school. Lisa is surprised that Ooter disappeared, and now
Suddenly they're serving us this mysterious food called Uterbraten.
do they really think that making a festive lunch wouldn't draw suspicion? Skinner approaches them and tells them not to worry.
After all, isn't there a little Ooter in all of us?
Well, apparently he is, digesting himself in your bowels. Bart and Lisa tell this to Marge, but she says they have to fight their own battles from now on.
You march right back to that school, look them straight in the eye, and say, "Don't eat me."
Now that's some grade A parenting. At school, there are fewer and fewer children every day.
Since so many students have been put on permanent detention,
Edna says that they merged the students into a single class. Well, when she's turned into a walrus, I trust everybody is frightened to speak up. Bart, Lisa, and Milhouse make a run for it, but Skinner catches onto them. He tells Bart he's gonna especially enjoy devouring him.
I believe I'll start as you've so often suggested by eating your shorts.
Now that's personal, which makes it even more disturbing. They reach a ledge and Bart is confident someone will save them. I mean, that's what always happens. But this time, it's not the case. They fall into a giant blunder, and then he wakes up. Bart is back with his family, and there's nothing to be afraid of, except
that fog that turns people inside out.
Excuse me?
It's seeping in. Stupid cheap weather stripping.
The fog makes them turn inside out, which was the perfect, disgustingly disturbing ending for this episode. If you somehow managed to enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave your most jaw-dropping Simpsons moments in the comments below.